Just the Chief's second. Bob, Oscar. Gentlemen, I've given you the rules of the WBO. I expect you to obey them. No matter what happens out here, obey my commands. Let's keep it strictly professional. Good luck to you both.
Jim, the Golden Boy originally was a stage play by Clifford Odets. It's having a revival here in New York at the moment. There's a line in there about a fighter that calls him a bullet that only has a future,
Gotta get back in that
which could
corner.
well apply to Oscar De La Hoya.
De La Hoya seems to have broken just a little bit of a sweat, apparently warmed up. Jesse James Leija is unusually dry as we get ready for the fight to begin. Leija's camp, led by trainer Rich Giacchetti, protested the appointment of referee Ron Lipton. They don't think he's the kind of guy who can handle this bout. They expect favoritism from him in favor of De La Hoya. Could be a ploy just to get into the heads of De La Hoya and, for that matter, Lipton. Oscar told us yesterday, George, that he wanted to start off cautiously in this bout, and he's doing exactly that.
When you got long arms like that, you can do anything you want. When you decide you're going to throw punches, that's when you open yourself up.
Leija jabbing and then coming in with a wide roundhouse right. De La Hoya cuffing him over the top with a half left hook. Oscar has not yet begun to work the jab. Trying to build a rhythm and find a tempo as he examines Leija's chest. Leija, wary of De La Hoya's punching power, is starting off tactically. Doing what he said he wouldn't do, trying to land power shots in combination in the first round. Hasn't really begun to work the jab, but may have seen an opportunity to land the left hook there.
Yeah, De La Hoya is finding himself one of the few times retaliating. The guy hits me, I'm going to hit him back, that kind of thing. And you don't want to be in that position in New York City.
Leija looking at De La Hoya's eyes, but trying to punch to his body. He's already raised a red welt on the left side of De La Hoya's ribcage.
When you're fighting someone like De La Hoya, that's the way you got to fight him. Hit every now and then, stay out of harm's way. Don't go looking for any big knockdowns. Just now and then, make him pay. Get out of the way afterwards.
Left-hand counter landed for De La Hoya, not a hard punch. Right uppercut just missed by De La Hoya. Leija starting to watch the man open up in front of him. De La Hoya steps in with a left hook and then goes to the body. Leija backing up as he tries to land in retaliation, and Oscar is taken over. Leija blocking one left hook in there, but one of them landed.
The best thing about Leija is keeping his hands up after he throws a punch, takes his right and left hand back to his chin.
Very calm fighter, as his experience would indicate he ought to be. Swinging wildly as he tries to get inside of De La Hoya's reach advantage. Cautious and tactical round one, marked only by a couple of flurries from Oscar De La Hoya. In case we hear predominantly Spanish spoken in Oscar De La Hoya's corner, our interpreter there is Hector Garcia. Sometimes trainer Robert Alcazar prefers to speak English.
Lo hiciste muy bien.
You did very good.
Nada más después de tu ataque.
Right after your attack, you're staying inside. I don't care what punches you're throwing. Move out. Don't stay in there. Come out.
This
round, just move around a little more, okay? This round, I want you to move a little more.
You hit him with a good left hook, but you got to finish up with the right hand. You can't do it with one shot, okay? You got to run him through, baby. You hit him with a nice left hook. Yes, he is. Another water.
Seconds out.
Okay.
Clean up the water in the corner, please.
I wonder if those instructions from De La Hoya's corner is going to bring out the best in Oscar De La Hoya. Lay back with his power, with his equipment.
It's been a long time since Oscar's been instructed to win a fight. Forget about the knockouts. And once you get in that kind of territory, you kind of self-destruct. Go out there, win the fight. If a knockout comes, great. If it doesn't, you're still ahead on points. And it's been a long time since he's been given that kind of instruction, those kind of instructions. The other guy, that's all he gets. Win every round. So Leija is probably in a better position tonight.
But in the first round, Leija, unable to get inside of De La Hoya's reach advantage, landed only 1 of 22 jabs. So unless he can get that punch working, he's going to have to find another way to get inside to De La Hoya's ribcage.
You try to keep the fight going as long as you can so that you can get familiar with this fella. You've been in there with sparring partners just as tall, just as powerful, but try to get familiar with this guy.
And because of the height advantage, you see De La Hoya punching down at Leija. Jesse's going to have to punch up if he'll do any damage to Oscar's head. Is it easier or harder to punch down, George?
Yeah, it's to his advantage to be punching up. Oscar De La Hoya he doesn't have to bob and weave his head. It's just one target. Leija, all he has to do is just shut his eyes and throw up what he can land. De La Hoya's got to reach down, and when you reach down, you're exposing that chin.
I don't know if I like the shut your eyes part, George. That leaves you open to counter punches, doesn't it?
Not if you can hit hard. Good body punch by Oscar De La Hoya. He just tapped him in the body with a jab. That was great.
Crowd in the far reaches of the arena beginning to get restless. They'd like to see a little bit more action. Not every fight is going to be like that Patterson-Gatti war. And down goes Leija, up a left hook inside.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Give me your gloves. Take a step forward. Take a step
De La Hoya, the second fighter to knock down Jesse James Leija. Gabriel Ruelas did it in his victory over Leija. And here comes De La Hoya again. Jesse's just a little wobbly as Oscar looks to land another left hook. Going to the body, and now coming up with the uppercut. Right hand just missed. Flurries of punches. Leija losing his balance again. Got whacked with a left hook one more time. Round 2 coming to a close. De La Hoya looking to finish.
Too many shots, Jeff.
Is saved by the bell. Check it. That's the end. You can't be saved by the bell except in the last round. And referee Ron Lipton's seen enough. Stops the fight.
That's true. You can only be saved in the last round.
No, I thought he beat the bell. I could be mistaken. I thought he beat the bell, but that the referee stopped the fight.
I believe that too.
Accord. I wonder if you can you stop a fight after the round is over, Harold? The round is over.
Yeah, Larry, the referee, can stop the fight anytime he wants. Why can't he stop at the corner? Yes, I thought that Jesse James Leija clearly got up at 9, but if Ron Lipton felt that he wasn't able to continue and he didn't want to give him the minute's rest, that he wanted to stop it at that point.
How can he tell how he would be with a minute's rest?
Larry, it's the referee's call. The referee has the right to call the fight anytime he wants.
Well, that doesn't make it the right call, though, does it?
Well, if I were a referee, I probably would have let him get the minute's rest and had the doctor look at him. But, hey, Ron thought he wasn't able to continue. He stopped the fight.
And you can see that Leija has been cut over his left eye. It was perhaps the constant flurry of punches with no answer back from Leija that influenced Lipton to believe that he ought to stop the fight. Curious, as Larry Merchant points out, because the 1-minute rest period was coming up. And here is another look at the first knockdown. Caught him in the back of the neck there with the right hand after the left hook did the damage.
But Oscar, it's like he's got something in his gloves.
And here's knockdown number 2, and the long sustained flurry by De La Hoya. There's a couple of wild left and right hand answers by Leija. And we'll take another look at the end of the fight in normal speed. Now you'll hear the bell.
Oh, it's clearly a 10th count.
You don't think he beat the count?
Not at all, because remember, he can't be saved in the last round. That was a 10th count. The referee got mixed up and turned away and confused a lot of us, but the count was continuously going because he didn't know that the bell could save this guy.
5. Now he turns away after 5.
He didn't know the rules. The rules are the fight cannot be stopped unless it's the last round.
I think he beat the count, George.
No,
I think he got up by 9, but you can't be certain with the silence there.
The referee caused the confusion by looking away. It made all of us think the fight was over.
Well, Rich Giacchetti's going to have a lot to say. Trainer of Jesse James Leija. He's the one who didn't want Ron Lipton to be the referee. Let's go up to Michael Buffer for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Ron Lipton has to call a halt to the bout. The end comes at the end of round 2. The winner and still lightweight champion of the world from East LA, the Golden Boy, Oscar de la Hoya.
Final punch stat numbers, and these numbers will be dominated by De La Hoya as he picks up his 18th knockout in 20 bouts. And you can see the difference in punches thrown and the connect percentage. And once again, De La Hoya defended himself well and landed power punches when he wanted to.
I think so. I think the confusion, the referee really tried to give the other opponent time to recover and go back to the corner, not realizing the rules. So it was to his advantage, and I think to the Leija.
Leija never was able to get inside of De La Hoya's reach advantage. As you saw there, he landed only 1 of every 7 jabs. Let's go into the ring to Larry Merchant right now.
All right, thank you, Jim. Congratulations, Oscar. You described how you saw this fight. You were starting out, measuring him very carefully. It looked like you weren't going to ever get on the attack.
Well, what was happening is the first round, I always try and measure my opponent. I always try to see what he has. And I felt that he wasn't pressuring me too much. He was trying for me to make a mistake and then counter off my punches. I was being very aware up in the ring. I felt a bit sluggish, but in the second round I felt very strong, very powerful, and I got the good win.
What did you see that enabled you to end it, or did you end it before you even saw it?
Actually, I did see when he was hurt. I caught him with a few left hooks, some good right hands. After, when I would connect, I would always make sure that I would move back, let him miss, then I would start my attack again, and it worked perfectly.
He got up and beat the count at the end of round 2, yet the referee still stopped it before waiting for the 1 minute to see how he would recover. Did you think he had enough?
I thought he had enough. I think his corner thought he had enough. The people here thought he had enough. Of course, the crowd wanted to see a good show. Hopefully I did that. I trained very hard. Jesse James Leija is a good fighter. He's a good champion. He came afterwards and told me just keep on going, train harder so you could be a good super champion.
Describe your experience here in New York and your feeling about actually fighting in Madison Square Garden.
The feeling is awesome like no other. Madison Square Garden is a great arena. Lots of great history in boxing, and I was honored to be part of that history.
What could you sense here? Could you sense that people were rooting for you, curious about you, wanting to see what you had?
Well, the expectations from the people here in New York, of course, maybe there were some good ones, some high ones. I gave them a good show. People were expecting a good show. The treatment was excellent. The people here in New York were great. Everybody involved with the stadium, HBO, Time Warner, once again, thank you.
Thank you for the commercial. Oscar, back to you, Jim.